Okay guys, before we do get into this video, little disclaimer that I will do for all these videos. Anyway you play your build or use your oath is fine. I'm just making this video for people who are getting back into Blindseer or people who are new to Blindseer as a whole. Now I'm going to be focusing mainly on the oath and the oath abilities and what type of weaponry and mantras can be good on them, or mantra classes. But yeah, let's get into the Blindseer. So, Blindseer. To get Blindseer, you'd first need a blindfold, and you need to travel to this area. It's called the Temple of the Forgotten Flame. And after you're here, you gotta go, and you gotta find the glyph. Now this is the only glyph that can obtain you the oath, with a blindfold on, 40 willpower, and you must have all of the Mental Fortress talents. And the way to obtain them, you have to obtain them through level ups. You can't obtain them through having Diver's light plate. It needs to be clicked talents. But yeah, after you have all of the talents, willpower, 40 willpower, you need to basically talk to this glyph, or observe the glyph. I already have the oath, so it's not going to say anything, but that's how you obtain the oath. So when you obtain the oath, you get 1 support mantra, 1 wildcard mantra, 1 combat mantra, and 10 sanity. Now, the arrangement of the mantra slots that you get, they're not as flexible as the Oathless, as we did within the previous video, but they are still really good. Now, after you obtain this oath, the way to progress it and get 4 of the abilities and talents that it has is by going into the depths and basically, I guess saving is how it's like, saving pathfinders, people without oaths, within the trial. So basically going up and doing the trial with people who do not have oaths, and you got to make sure that both of you are high enough level for a trial to ensue. It doesn't matter which one, if it's the regular mud skipper general or the squibbo or mega thresher. That's how you obtain the oath. You have to do this 4 whole times to obtain the talent and the mantras. So the talent is called All-Seeing Eye. All-Seeing Eye lets you see anyone who is invisible by placing a marker on them, showing an eye and a circle. You get to see that they're invisible. Anyone in your, anyone who has tacit, anyone else who turns or decides to become invisible, burrows and stuff like that. Yes, All-Seeing Eye lets you see anyone who is invisible. First ability is called Sightless Beam. Turn your insanity against your enemies by using a high damage beam. So basically, the more insane your character is, the more damage your character will do to them. But even without insanity and everything, this beam does damage. This beam is not parryable, so once it starts hitting someone, it has to go through. But someone can move out of it, so you have to move the beam as you're, using this beam. And it will block break. It does a lot of damage and a lot of posture jam damage. But Insanity does increase this damage. Next ability, Mind Soothe. Mind Soothe basically makes it to where you can heal your ally and remove their insanity, but it adds insanity to your character, so it can increase your insanity. So use that wisely and use that well. You can also hold block during the cast animation to heal everyone within the range, regardless of them being allies or not. But yes, this is more of a support skill, if anything. Third one is Tranquil Circle. Anyone within this range, ally or not, will not be able to cast mantras. And the way that you can modify this for it to follow you while moving is by putting a magnet spark on it. But yes, most of these abilities are very versatile. Basically, the first one, it does a lot of damage to people, but it also does a lot of damage to mobs as well. The second ability is definitely something you want to have on you all times. I mean, you need this ability to be a proper support and to help anyone that's in a pinch. It does a lot of HP, and honestly, it giving your character insanity just makes you more stronger. After your character has enough insanity, he can just use a Sightless Beam, do a bunch of damage. And I don't know if Sightless Beam relieves you of insanity. I don't think it does though. Tranquil Circle If you know how to M1, if you know how to do that, I mean, just using that is good enough, in my opinion. But yeah, a mantra spammer that literally doesn't use any M1s at all, this is how you're gonna take them down. So, let's move on to the weaponry. I believe that this Blindseer is best used with medium and heavy. You can't really do much with dagger unless you're going no life build, but it just won't work. I don't believe it'll work that much. I have Blindseer on a dagger build and it doesn't work that well, but the ability is still, make having it useful. Mantras, I would say that if you're going support build and you're trying to help within like H mode, if you're trying to help with Ethron bosses, anything, just go Flame. Flame is the best for support of Blindseer. And if you want to go aggressive, like a silencer build, you want to make sure that you go Shadow. You'll be able to steal their ether, and you'll also be able to use Tranquil Circle to make sure they can't use any abilities. And you'll be able to, if you can block break them with Shadow and keep them in one place, you'll be able to use Sightless Beam. The wind up will basically be cut in half, or you might not have no wind up depending on what ability you use with Shadow Cast to keep them in place. And you can use the beam. I know that there's this ability, Shadow ability called Seeking Shadow. If you can hit a Seeking Shadow and use a Sightless Beam, it's game over for them, honestly. But yeah, I believe that the other mantras like Iron Sing, Thundercast, Ice, and Bloodrend, I don't think they really pair well with Blindseer. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, tell me in the comments down below, but I don't think that they're as good as, the simple support of Flame Charm and the simple aggressive offensive as Shadowcast. But yeah, you mainly want to be using this build, like I said beforehand, if you are looking for a support PvE build, but don't be afraid to do PvP with this as well, because it literally will destroy in PvP, especially if you use it properly. Use the Magnus Bar on the Tranquil Circle, move around, you'll be able to be a tank of sorts. But mainly also with the weaponry, since it's PvE heavy, you probably want to just stick to heavy. I've seen people go medium with this, but those are really not niche, but it's honestly up to your skill level as a person. If you want to go hyper aggressive with medium Blindseer, because you can lose out on a lot of the damage that you'd be able to do regularly, and the abilities that you have are mainly a slow playstyle rather than hyper fast with medium, if you understand what I mean. So yeah, it's more of like someone coming to you and you reacting to them than you trying to chase them down, because of your abilities, they're not chase down abilities. But yes, if you did enjoy this video, make sure you do subscribe if you're not already, like I said within the beginning, so you can know when I post another video and you can help this channel. Like the video so other people who need this can see it, and comment down below if you are a Blindseer, or if you enjoy Blindseer, you don't use it anymore but you still respect the oath and think it's good. But most importantly, make sure you guys have a great day, guys, and see you guys within the next video or live stream.